Sponsored by the K-Guard. All adult division competitors agree. K-Guard is OP. Play K-Guard today.
All right, welcome to the first episode of the Average Jiu-Jitsu podcast. That's what I'm going to call it.
I like it.
Everybody can see the highlights for a world champion, world-class athletes. But no one really cares about the average jiu-jitsu player. And there are a lot of people starting jiu-jitsu now that are, a little bit older. Maybe they started in their mid-30s, mid-40s, mid-50s, and they're wondering what the hell they're doing because they're just getting smashed. And so my name is David Kim. My contribution is to just provide that average look at what people are doing. And I've got my friend and black belt Nick Domgjoni here. So I'm not going to teach anything. That was my promise when I made this channel. I'm not teaching any technique. There's plenty of that. But that doesn't mean I can't bring a friend on and have him take a look. So grand total of 3 rounds on the channel.
That's all you need.
And Nick texted me and said, "Man, I can really help you."
I hope so.
I can really help you, man, because, man, you are making some terrible decisions. No, but, if we can just pull a couple tips out of, what we see here, then why not?
Yeah.
So I'm going to share my screen here. Here we go. Oh, look at Carson. Look at this guy.
So you stepped over the leg, which was great. But then you addressed the grip, which I don't think would have been as important as turning his hips, right? So you could have kept your hand positioning and focused on getting his hips to face his right here.
Right.
Understand? Because then the grip would almost be it would almost be not a problem because he wouldn't be able to elevate you anymore. But from a square position, I think it's a little bit more effective here. Now he took it out and then you step right back over. So you started there and then you stopped.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know if you saw that there. So you start, I got to go just a little bit more. So you started to turn the hips here and then you stopped. So your leg is really shallow here, this left leg. Right? I think if we had taken another step to the side there, you would have gotten a reaction of him trying to face his left again. And that's where you would have had a little bit more success with that knee cut attempt.
Mm-hmm.
So right here, you went, and then you stepped forward, and you got that double kind of pan sweep, or a double ankle sweep, almost like kind of like he was going to go to a waiter or something like that.
Yeah.
So here you look good.
That's pretty common. I'm lazy.
That's a problem of itself, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Here it's all falling apart.
Yeah. I don't think it's falling apart.
Yeah. Well,
see here, I would focus. You were doing a good job focusing. It looked like because you have a sleeve grip here, right?
Yeah.
So I think you were doing a good job focusing on that. But what might have helped a little earlier, well, let's see where you're at. So his head positioning, right? I think if you had focused on the head positioning, not letting him get the head to this side of your chest, if you had focused on kind of either bringing yourself back out towards your right or bringing his head back towards your left with either like one of those short frames like we worked in class this week, that like that kind of gooseneck frame.
Yeah. I just didn't want to give up that cross grip.
Yeah. So this part, you're doing a really good job with the framing. I think we should have been trying to get a little bit to try to lift his head a little bit with your right arm. Because now he's kind of caving over that wrist, it looks like. And you look like you took your hand out to start framing on the knee. So you kind of got high there.
Yeah.
So he got a good cross face there. But it's not good enough to flatten you out. So you're doing a good job. Yeah. I just obviously can't see what's going on the other side there, but it looks like you have like a shallow kind of half guard. And now he tries to take your back, right?
Yep.
Yeah, you're doing a good job turning your hips back in. So here it looks like he's trying to just kind of like floating pass a little bit. I can't tell. He didn't pass yet, did he? Okay, he did.
I'm just tying up his
Yeah.
I'm just doing cheesy stuff with my legs, basically.
There you go. Now he takes it back. And I remember the back escape looked pretty good.
Oh yeah, that's the only thing I'm confident of because
Right, that's good.
everybody's on my back.
That's good.
This is my secret. I try to bridge up and just like if I'm going to suffer, you're going to
Yeah, no,
suffer
it's a good strategy to be honest.
and just hand fight.
Yeah, this is good. Nice. And then I think you peel it over, right? Because you eventually do you end
Yeah,
up on top again, or do you end up on?
I do briefly.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
then
Back
he,
escapes are one of those things you kind of have to take what you can get, right?
yeah, yeah,
You're doing a good job controlling the sleeve. I think it would have been good if you had started building yourself up to your left knee a little bit more. I think maybe that's what you
yeah,
probably end up doing.
yeah. I'm just slow.
Yeah. No, I mean you have to be patient in these escapes sometimes, right?
Well, when I record these things, it's always like the seventh round, basically, or something like that. So,
So I will say, to be honest, most of the time, I actually prefer to keep my leg in. So you see how you took your
oh yeah,
left leg because then
yeah.
he's kind of pinned right until he
Hmm.
frees that foot. So I will step over the way you did, right? If we go back a little.
I keep the leg in.
Yeah, but instead just stepping over with the top leg, which is your right leg,
Yeah,
right? And keeping
yeah,
your left knee tucked underneath his knee essentially, right? And
yeah.
that way he can't really adjust and try to come back up too well. But then you can kind of start like shimmying
Shimmying.
your way, yeah, back to a top position. Whereas here,
Yeah.
like, this is fine, but a lot of times you have to then give
He
them the top
retakes
position
the
or
back.
like, yeah,
Yeah,
or either retakes the back, yeah.
yeah. Carson will retake the back. That's his deal.
So it looks like you're doing everything pretty well here as far as defensively goes.
Yeah,
Now
yeah.
he's a little high there.
Yep. Hmm.
Yeah, but he adjusted. Well, is it just me or is the camera sliding over towards its right?
It is sliding to the
Or
right
else it's listing right.
because this is a high production value
Is this the
video.
camera that you used last time?
Yeah. Hmm. Movie magic that only I know.
So again, we're in that top half, kind of like
Yeah.
quarter
So I
mount
knew he was going to try and
bolo.
roll to the back. I'm like, nope.
You did a good job locking out your back there. That was good.
Yeah. You have no
I,
idea how many times I've had to do that.
so I think even there, okay, that was good. That was
Yeah.
good. I think keeping the foot would have been a better option
Better.
and scooting yourself back, right? And building up to your
Mm,
right? Like trying to use that
use the
distance
foot. Yeah.
and almost like a technical stand up to your knee. But I mean, you
Yeah.
finish the sweep altogether, like so it doesn't really
Then he
matter.
gets that damn lapel. I hate that.
I hate it too.
It's like
Yeah,
then he just take
yeah.
that's his specialty.
Is it?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
loves
there you go. That's a
using
good
that
coyote.
lapel.
Nice. That looks good.
Yeah.
I noticed the coyote saves you a lot.
You have no idea,
Yeah.
dude.
Okay, that looks good. Yes. Okay, so now you're adjusting. Beautiful. Nice. Good switch there. Nice job. That was good.
Now it's getting
That was
better
good.
here.
That was good. Yeah.
But he
You're
lets
still
go
having a hard
easy.
time. Sometimes faking the come up allows you to get underneath them a
Yeah.
little bit easier. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Nice.
There it is.
You kinda
Yeah.
went the opposite. So you
Yeah.
kinda went sweep first, then come up, which is okay as well. But you're doing a good job here. Everything looks good.
Yeah.
Little
And then
adjustments like that, like maybe coming up first, that was good.
yeah.
No, there wasn't too
Yeah.
much there. I mean, the problem is, right, once you kind of end up making one mistake, a lot of times it's defense. But you look good. You're doing the right stuff, especially defensively, and then even attacking. It was like minor adjustments. You want to look at the
Mhm.
Mario one now, or
We can, sure.
yeah,
Yeah, we can do I sort of feel like it's the same role.
yeah, do you? Yeah, I
Kind
think
of.
so too. Let's watch it. I mean, we're here,
Yeah.
so we might as well.
But
Yeah, I
then we
remember the
can
pull here. Okay, the pull was fine, but I think
lackadaisical.
yeah, I think it was just a little like lazy. And
Yeah.
then okay, so if we go back,
Yeah.
so the foot positioning, right? Like your
Yeah.
left foot.
He was so
It's gonna
deep
be
with his
kinda
knee.
hard,
I was
yeah,
just like,
yeah. I would almost suggest I like doing this a lot as far as defensive, sometimes switching this right hand to this collar and left
uh-huh.
hand behind the elbow, because
Mm,
if we can kinda push the elbow past the inside of the chest, a lot of times it makes it unstable for them to pass.
Yeah.
Their shoulders are turned too much, so you can kind of like keep them square. And then that left foot, sometimes you can re-pummel into the shin on shin or onto the hip,
Yeah.
right? And then obviously it was just a pull that you kind of you just sat with him
I
with
wasn't
him.
expecting like none of these guys I expect like
Yeah,
Carson was a little bit like more sharp on the
yeah,
pull and
yeah,
he was a little sharp and I was like,
yeah.
"Oh,
You pulled
okay."
really close to him, right? Like you were
Yeah.
basically you went from
I just sat
standing
down.
to yeah,
Yeah.
right
Yeah.
underneath you, right? Instead of like
Yeah.
sitting but scooting at the same time, kind of like a
Yeah.
Marcelo 2-on-1.
Yeah.
Okay, here, yeah. So
Yeah.
here,
Same.
I think you had the option to frame earlier,
Yeah.
and then you kind of gave it up, right? You see how
Yeah.
the hand came out.
Yeah.
I think if you had kept it there, we could have worked our way up to the shoulder and
Yeah.
got some lift on his head there, right? But then you
Yeah.
did everything right, and even here, you did a good job staying on your hip. You have a nice kind of knee right here inside the hip.
Yeah.
I think we could have hipped down and even went to a butterfly hook with that left leg because I think you
Yeah.
would have been able to get some good lift.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
With the left leg. Yeah.
Yes, because you're on your hip. He's not
Yeah.
flattening you out, right? So
Yeah.
so if we go back, like you would have been able to really easily pummel that left foot in instead of keeping your foot on the outside and keeping your knee on the
Yeah.
inside. You could have kicked it
Yeah.
through, made a butterfly hook, and then he was so heavy on that
Yeah.
kind of
Just
press
take
work
him right over.
you would have been able to take him over, or worst case, use the lift to reset position.
Yeah. Mhm. But instead, I went to the dummy sweep, which
Yeah,
did not
which
work.
oh, kind of like a head and arm throw.
Yeah, but I didn't really try to sweep him enough. And then the Americana,
Yeah,
I just don't have the mobility
yeah, that's a
to
rough one
step
to
over.
pull off. Yeah, that's a rough one to pull off.
Yeah.
The same thing
That-
here, I think. Do you hit the same escape this time? Because
Yep. 100%. I mean,
it's
this
a
sort of
solid
gets blocked,
escape.
but
It's a solid escape. Okay, no, you went to the let's see.
right now I'm just smushing. I just,
Yeah.
I'm
It
just trying to
works, man.
smush
It
him.
makes it hard to abandon any, like, upper body control to go for a choke because you feel like the minute you do, they're gonna get their shoulders to the mat.
Yep. I'm too comfortable I'm too comfortable with people
Yeah,
on my
I have
back.
that
I got
problem.
to stop doing that.
I have that problem too. But usually they don't end up on my back, so
Dude, this exercise has shown me like every roll somebody's on my back,
on your back.
which is a
There's nothing
terrible
wrong with
habit.
that.
It's a terrible habit.
Nice. That was a good recovery. You got the knee back in.
Yeah.
Nice, beautiful underhook.
Yep. Yep. Here we go. Coyote again.
Yeah, yeah.
Digging
So I
for that
think you were doing
underhook.
a good job. I think another thing sometimes that works really well, especially when they have the angle here on us a little bit,
Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
Like if I go back. Okay. So you see how he's kind of leaning over
Yeah.
towards your left hip a little bit, right? He's
Yep.
angling himself out like towards the underhook, so that underhook looks really far, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes lifting your right hand up high, like towards this near side
Oh,
shoulder,
yeah.
helps turn his
Like punching
shoulders a
it.
little. Yeah, and
Yeah.
then hipping out at the same time.
Yeah.
You're doing all the right things. I mean, he was having a hard time getting it back.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. He
Nice.
just gave me the
That was
position
beautiful,
right there.
yeah, yeah. Well, that's the thing, sometimes they have to
Yeah.
either concede, right?
Yeah.
Now here, you're doing a good job. Here, I would suggest same thing like before. Yeah, that was beautiful. Yeah, if you could pummel that hand inside and pin, that's
Yep.
great. Now it's always really good to try to flatten them out onto their hips. So,
Right.
go back, right? You clear the knee line really well, right? Right here,
Yep.
you could have cleared it, and then you walking back towards your
Right.
left. Right?
Left. Yeah.
You did a good job here. Same thing even here, even to clear that knee shield, sometimes forcing
Yep.
them onto their hip will help force the top half.
Got
But
it.
your head positioning here looks good. I would have focused maybe a little bit more on the sprawl there with your left hip, but he was having a hard
Yeah.
time creating space anyway, so
Exciting. Giles.
and I noticed earlier he actually took Blue out of frame and corrected him, and
Yeah.
nice.
This is my rare flower sweep.
That was good.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
He tapped
That
here.
was
I don't know
good.
why. I didn't have anything.
Probably tired. Probably putting good pressure down.
I don't know. Not from here. Yeah, because he actually turns into me.
Yeah. He tapped,
So
or was it the end of the round?
the round ends shortly thereafter, but it
That's
stopped
good.
a little early. That's my daughter.
Alright, so was there one more? Mass holes?
Yeah, me and Ryan.
Ryan Mosh.
Yeah, Ryan Mash. That guy is like
Oh, Masshole,
deceptively strong.
he's really strong. Yeah,
Yeah,
Masshole. And now I understand why you're calling him a masshole.
and freaking Chaz.
Chaz
He's such a
distracted.
goofball. I get a quick knee bar here.
Yeah, I'm gonna rewatch
It's
it.
sort
I
of.
want to see it.
He actually takes me down, but I just jump on the knee. It's cheesy.
It's all right. I honestly, genuinely, I feel like you should be able to attack pretty much everything outside of maybe a heel hook and like an inside heel
Yeah,
hook as even like
yeah,
a white belt. I feel like knee bar pretty straightforward, ankle lock pretty straightforward.
yeah,
I feel like there's very little, even with heel hooks, you know. But
yeah. I felt bad. Chaz was expecting me to take him down, but instead I almost got my guard passed.
I think it's the same thing, right? Kind of like I don't want to say lazy pull,
Yeah, that
but
was a lazy
probably a
pull.
lazy pull. Yeah. Yeah, probably a lazy pull because you're not really putting much tension in your foot or your
Yeah,
grips, right? Like
no,
you have a strong collar grip, but when you're falling back with your hand extended like that,
yeah,
it's hard now to break the posture. You have to have that kind
yeah.
of space already. You know
Elbow
what I
in
mean? You
my
already
hip.
have to have some tension. Yeah, yeah,
He
for
was he
sure.
was he was backstepping. I thought, oh, I might be able to take the back here, and then he
Yeah,
went the other way. I'm like, oh no, oh no.
yeah. Do you play a
Coyote
lot of
again.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, it's good. That looks great.
I sort of
A
screwed this
little bit
one up.
more bridging, I think. So I think we are doing a great job with your foot positioning and your
Yeah,
hip torque, but
yeah,
sometimes lifting bring your heels as close to your butt as possible and then actually like almost bridging into it, right?
yeah.
That way we have a little bit more
It just feels
fluidity
so
coming
tight
out.
sometimes on people's
Yeah,
knees. I
yeah.
sort of feel bad.
Yeah, they'll be all right.
I'm
I
just
hear
like,
you.
oh,
I hear you. I hear you. But that look,
my,
your coyote's looking really good, and it's a good saving grace whether you're recovering from like
yeah,
side or mount or pretty much anywhere.
yeah,
Now he's just holding on to a pointless guillotine.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
Why
the
you got to be
worst,
like
especially
that,
when
Nick?
somebody's strong like that. It can be
Yeah,
like
yeah. It's
a
annoying.
little,
Yeah,
a little hard to deal with.
yeah. I'm like just waiting. It's like,
Yeah, yeah,
when is he going to give up on this?
yeah. But when you're
I might
like,
actually be holding on to it so I can. Oh no,
you're gonna try to like Von Flu.
Von Fluum. Yeah, but I
I don't
guess
think
I
I've
didn't.
ever actually. I've hit, I guess, Von Flus, if you want to call it that. I just call it shoulder press.
He's so wriggly. He's always trying something, and
Yeah,
it's making me react.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, which I mean is not the worst thing if you
Yeah,
feel like you can't get out of position in
yeah,
any other way,
yeah.
right?
Oh, I just lay there. I'm too
Yeah,
tired.
yeah.
Just like, okay,
I hear you, dude.
maybe he'll take my back.
Hey, no back takes yet, so
No, I know. No, this one I don't think he takes my back. And this one I'm just trying to just figure out what I'm
yeah.
doing. Here I'm trying to bait him into that like purgatory position, but he goes belly down
Purgatory
kind of. So I just
position?
go to the other, where you just trap the arm across
Oh,
their
okay.
body.
Oh, yeah, love that.
Yeah, I love that too. That's my favorite. But he didn't catch my leg stepping over. Thank God.
Yeah. Sometimes were you gonna do you take the back here?
Well, we had just see, I second guessed myself here because I got the
Yeah.
collar. I'm getting ready to go bow and arrow, but I had just shown him my favorite escape from bow and arrow. So I was like,
Let's see if he'll
maybe I
try
should
it.
do something else. So then I take the back here. He goes belly down, and I just roll with him and take the back, and then the round
Okay, that
ends.
was a good back take.
Yeah, but I just told him my favorite cheesy escape from the bow and arrow is to just belly down roll to
Yeah,
unwind
sometimes it
the
works.
grip.
Is that what
It,
happened?
it works a lot. I
Did
mean,
you tap there? Or was that just the end of the round?
that might have been the end of the round because I don't think I
Yeah,
sunk
there
it.
wasn't anything too glaring here. I mean,
Yeah,
usually in the offensive positions, it's a little harder. He didn't
I
really
think the
escape
biggest.
thing. So
Yeah, I think the biggest problem you've shown me is like my guard pull. I
You're
can't be
good.
so lazy with my guard pull.
Yeah, yeah,
Just
because
sit
that
down
sets
on my ass right under people is like not a
yeah,
good strategy.
because sometimes that sets the pace, right? And now you're in a
Yeah.
defensive kind of cycle where it's like everything you do is getting back, but you look good. I mean, like there were little things that I think I talked about, right?
Yeah.
With some like maybe the half guard with that kind of low knee shield on the hip. You were doing a good job staying kind of on your side and keeping that frame. I think going for the butterfly hook would have been better than trying to go back to like a closed guard, right? Because he wasn't he was focused on passing in that direction. So it's easy to
Mhm.
stay on the hip, right? But with that knee shield, even if he tries to maybe square up, it's going to be harder until you, I
Yeah.
guess, either commit to a butterfly hook or let him take the smash half. You know what I mean? Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
Letting him take the half smashes should be last resort there. You know, if you feel like the
Yeah.
butterfly hook just isn't working, but it should never be the first option. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. I think I'm just not confident with my butterfly. So I just felt like if I get rid of this knee shield,
Yeah.
there's so much pressure coming down that I might not be able to get that hook back in.
Yeah, I think though you don't need to be confident in maybe your finishing ability, but we need to be confident in our ability to use it as a recovery tool. You know what I mean? Because you
Oh,
don't only
yeah.
use
Right.
it, right? You can use it to elevate and build yourself
Yeah.
back up,
Yeah.
or get back to having his head positioning in a port position. You know, I think we could use it a little bit. It could be a little bit more versatile in that way. It doesn't have to be like, oh, we're gonna attack because you had a belt grip and you had the sleeve, right?
Yeah.
You had a really
Yeah.
good.
No.
So
Yeah.
I think it would have been a good at least to attempt. You know, worst case scenario, then you recover. You know, and you sit back up or you go back to a closed guard. Because what happens when they post really wide, right? They kind of give you the space for your other leg that's stuck in the half to go to the other hip. You know,
Yeah.
so but you look good.
So
That was good.
I got to, maybe I need to lose some weight in my butt so my hips will be a little freer. I can,
No,
squeeze,
your hips look fine, man.
squeeze
I
it.
think they look fine to me, dude.
Hey, that's, I'm just trying to be pretty, man. I'm just
Yeah.
trying to be pretty. Well, dude, thank you so much,
Thank you.
for the tips.
Yeah,
Tips
that was fun.
for the average man.